So today's project is a DIY stove jack for the Otter hub. One of the neat things about this hub, and I don't know if they're all like this or what, but this window here is the same exact size as these windows up here. So depending on the configuration of what I have inside the hub, like my cot and things like that, if I want the stove, to vent out that window, no problem. Or I can take the stove jack, that I'm gonna make and put it there if I want it to come out the side, or whatever the conditions call for, that stove jack will work in either location. So here's what we've got here. This is the original window out of the hub. It's got Velcro on it, so I'm going to use that as a pattern for the new one. And I'm going to use, this is like clear vinyl material. What I'm going to do is create my stove jack, the heat resistant part, essentially in the center of this, and then have two clear ends. So what I'm going to use for the actual heat resistant part are these like Brand X, Walmart, non-stick bacon grill mats. And these things, temperature safe up to 572 Fahrenheit or 300 Celsius. These were the highest temperature things I could find. Other brands of these went up to like 400 degrees, and some of them went to 500. So I got these, and they were pretty inexpensive. I think it was like $8 for a 4-pack of these. So I'm gonna try to use these for my stove jack. So we'll get those. This is Velcro that's non-adhesive. If you try to sew through adhesive-backed Velcro, you're gonna have a problem on your hands. It will gum up your sewing machine and make a big old mess. It's awful, so don't do that. This is high temp silicone sealant for stovepipe applications. I might use some of this around the pipe hole on this stuff, but I'm not sure yet. I've never made one of these, but I'm just gonna kind of wing it. So this should be pretty close to what I'm looking to do. In the center of this will be this material. And that's basically what this should look like when it's finished. Obviously, I'm not going to use this window. I don't want to wreck the stock one. So we'll just take a pencil and go across here. These are kind of junker scissors. I'm not going to use my good sewing scissors on these because it'll wreck them. This stuff wants to stick together, which actually kind of is a good thing for making the pattern, because it'll make sure that this upper window lays nice and flat. So it will make a nice, proper sized pattern without any wrinkles in it. Should be just so I'll go over to 24 here. That'll give me plenty to work with. Well, that didn't take much material. I don't know what I'll do with the rest of this, but I'm sure I'll think of something. Okay, this is pretty much what we're left with here. It's probably pretty hard to see the clear on clear, but it's one piece there, one piece there, and then that will go like that. Then I'll sew it together here, a couple of runs of stitches, and then I'll stitch the Velcro on. Make sure everything is nice and square. There, square enough. Since I don't want to pin this, make holes in it, I'm just going to use tape, like glue masking tape, like 3M, whatever, painter's tape. And I'm just going to tape it in place. It actually sticks to this, I'm surprised. I didn't think it would. One more thing before we head over to the big grill machine. I'm going to measure out the Velcro too. Just cut it a little oversized because then I can trim it out to the right size later. Now, we'll head over to the machine. Look at that, I even have matching thread. Amazing. So I'm gonna go about, I don't know, I guess it's 1/2 inch, maybe, seam allowance. And I'm just gonna run another row of stitching just along next to this one to clean that up, just so it looks a little more finished, and then I'll trim off the excess back here. When you're sewing, make sure you backstitch, otherwise your stitching can come undone. That's our piece like that. Just fold that over. So you got your excess here. And I'm just going to trim like a 1/4 inch roughly beyond my edge there. So hairpins work really well to secure stuff like this that's a little thicker and things that you don't want to put holes in. All right, we're all pinned up. We're gonna head back over to the big girl sewing machine again. So here's how it looks from both sides. This is the side that faces in. And stitching came out nice. That industrial machine is great. You can probably do this on a household machine. Possibly you'll have to use like a leather, a denim needle, like a 16 needle if you can find them. It might fight you, household machines. If it's a newer one, probably won't be strong enough. If you have like an old like 70s machine or something, you know, the kind that everyone's got like stuck in their attic somewhere, that one would probably go through it, but I'm not positive. Like I said, I've got an industrial machine. That thing will sew bricks together. Now, I have a 3-inch stovepipe, and it reduces out to 2-inch, but that doesn't start until like way out there. So I'm gonna make my hole here. I don't know, people say they should be oversized a little bit. I've never made one of these before. So I'll probably do it, I don't know, like 3.5 inch. And give a little bit of leeway, because if it's a windy day and the tent is doing this a little bit, I don't want it to be stuck right around the pipe and rock the pipe free of the stove. I mean, at least it makes sense in my head. I guess we'll find out. I think it's probably just easiest to cut an X and then trim out the other parts after, rather than trying to cut a nice clean circle. This way you only have to cut, actually you can even do it like a pizza. So here's a piece of the pipe, the 3-inch pipe. You can see that, maybe. There's a gap around it. I think that should be okay. Since I have this, the high temp silicone sealant, I'm gonna put a bead around here. And it should fit equally well here too. Well, I don't know how the materials are going to hold up yet because I haven't used it, but at least hopefully the assembly was helpful. If you're thinking about making a DIY stove jack, at least you kind of know what to expect now. I might do a follow-up video when I actually take this thing out to see if it holds up. Not sure yet. Hopefully it'll be good. And as always, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.